I figured I'd best not bother Nico again until I'd got a good reason. I turned the heating off. The plaster key had soaked up the paint nicely and now looked pretty convincing. Still felt like plaster, though. The doorway led to an old utility closet that had lost its door. There was nothing interesting in there. Yep, that was definitely debris. I couldn't see any use for a collection of dirt and half bricks. Hi again.
What is it?
I need to use the...
Again? Already?
I have this...
Never mind. Here's the key.
Hey, smart. Why don't I just tell him that I'm trying to break into the excavation? Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
I figured this was better done out of the guard's sight. Quickly and without fuss, I swapped the fake key for the real thing.
What is it?
I held my breath and hoped that he wouldn't notice the substitution. Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
Hi again.
What is it?
I need to use the,
Again?
I have this...
Never.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur. Hey! Don't go with...
Hi again.
What is it?
After the amount of trouble I'd been through to get that key, I wasn't about to share with the guard how clever I'd been. I turned the thermostat back to where I'd found it. It was the key to the excavation. Now, I'd substituted the fake key for the excavation key. It looked okay, but felt false. It was the key to the excavation. I couldn't get to the door while the guard was there. I figured I'd best not bother Nico again until I'd got a good reason. I figured I'd best not bother Nico again until I'd got a good reason. The doorway led to an old utility closet that had lost its door. There was nothing interesting in there.
What is it?
I held my breath and hoped that he wouldn't notice the substitution. Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
It was the key to the excavation. Hi, it's me.
What now?
Maybe not. Have you ever seen...
Yes, I know you.
You?
Yes, me.
Be seeing you.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Hi, Nico. It's me again.
I'd guessed. What do you want this time?
What did you say to the painter?
I shan't repeat it, Josh.
Look, I need to get the guard out of the way. Could you call back and ask him to get the painter again?
Okay, I'll call back soon.
This looked like a good place to watch things develop.
Hey, you! It's the phone.
Yeah? Who is it?
How should I know? What am I, your social secretary?
It's not a chick, is it?
Yes, it's a woman. Are you going to answer it?
Does she have a warm, sensual voice like molten chocolate?
Yes, she has a really sexy voice. Now get a move on.
I'm not talking to her.
I can see that. You're wasting time talking to me.
No, you don't understand. I refuse to talk to her.
You refuse. You refuse. I'm wasting valuable time.
Don't make me laugh. Your time valuable? You just stand around all day.
I have a highly responsible job. Pah! Don't pah me, you elephantine oaf. My job is important.
Impossible. They would have hired somebody competent in that case.
Meaning what?
Instead of which they hired a dismal rent-a-cop like you. All epaulettes and no brains.
Why, you...
This looked set to carry on for some time. It was too good an opportunity to miss. I couldn't see anything useful to do with the planks. Close up, the pattern didn't make any sort of sense. It fanned out around an axis point, a kind of focus to one side. Now there's a familiar face. There was no doubt about it. It was the same sort of idol I'd seen in Syria, Baphomet. The Templars had certainly been through here. In the middle of the floor was a weird mosaic, all swirling and distorted. Close up, the pattern didn't make any sort of sense. It fanned out around And there it was, decoded by the curves of the chalice, the image of a church.
I found out what the chalice was for.
You've solved the puzzle?
Yeah, there was a distorted picture at the Baphomet site. When I viewed it in the polished surface of the chalice, it changed.
What did it show?
A picture of a church with a square tower. Let's take another look. That's the face of the statue I saw at the bull's head. That's the lens I found on Klausner's body in the bull's head. That's the tripod we borrowed from the museum. That's the gem that Pegram found. That's the clue that led me to the statue of Baphomet and the reflection in the chalice. That's the clue that led me to Spain. That's the clue that led me to the bull's head in Syria. Look at the chalice now, Nico.
What happened? It's shiny.
The priest at Montfaucon buffed it up for me.
That's incredible.
Yeah, looks as good as new.
No, you found a use for a priest. That's incredible.
I guess I'd better return the chalice to the Countess.
Hurry back, Georges.
I'd been planning to return the chalice anyway, but I hadn't expected the trail to bring me here. The Villa de Vasconcelos was as picturesque as ever. The weather was still clear, and Lopez was still watering the damn lawn. I was beginning to suspect that he was surgically attached to that hose. Hi there, Lopez. How's tricks?
Senor Stobart, how pleasant to see you. You are well.
Fine, thanks. Is the Countess in?
She is waiting for you. I will show you up.
It's okay, I know the way.
Senor Stobart, I feel I owe you an apology.
No, you don't.
I was impolite on our first meeting.
Look, Lopez, just forget about it. I came on like a snake oil merchant. I wouldn't have trusted me in your shoes.
You do not understand. Finding the chalice has given my lady a new lease of life. It's a marvel. She smiles, she laughs. The tradesmen are saying that she is on Prozac.
Senor Stobart, oh, what a pleasure.
Hi, Countess. The pleasure's all... I've brought back your chalice.
Why? You've had it cleaned.
Yeah, I met an obliging priest with a soft cloth.
Have you resolved the Templar mystery?
No, not yet. I don't even know what it is I'm after.
There are many stories of the knight secreting great wealth away.
Whatever. All I know is I don't want the bad guys to get it.
To be young and live in a world of moral absolute.
There's something else that I discovered carved on Don Carlos's tomb. Biblical references.
What are the references, Senor Stobart?
Psalms 32:7, Corinthians.
I am not a good enough scholar to know the Bible chapter and verse. I meant, what are the quotations?
You know, I forgot to ask the priest. I discovered something amazing with that chalice. In Paris, I found a church where they recognized the coat of arms. I found the tomb of Don Carlos de Vasconcelos.
You are sure? There can be no mistake?
The coat of arms on the chalice matches the one on the tomb.
Incredible. You have my most profound thanks. I must go there as soon as possible.
Yeah? Well, I'd be happy to show you the city. I'll have a look around if that's okay.
My home is your home. I shall remain here.
Military hardware, medieval style. There was a boar's head over the fire. It didn't look very happy. Must be hard to look happy when you're wearing a chimney breast. An old grandfather clock stood against the wall. Hello again.
Please,
Do you recognize...
No, I have never seen him before in my life. Who is he?
I've got a couple of names for him, but they're probably false. He's the killer.
No, his face is utterly unfamiliar.
I don't suppose you know how to recharge an electrical vibrator, do you?
What an extraordinary request.
Don't knock it. This thing saved my life in Syria. I'll just have another look around.
Very well.
From the window, I could see the garden, including Lopez, who was still watering the damn thing. From the window, I could see it didn't look like it was used too often. I didn't recognize any of the titles, apart from an ancient edition of Don Quixote. I doubted the Templars had hidden anything in there. An old grandfather clock stood against the wall. It was just a little utility room with no exit, unless you counted the window, and I didn't. It was just a little utility, unless you counted. I didn't want a pot plant. There was a big aspidistra sitting on a table in the hall. I didn't want an example of the taxidermist's. I wasn't going to put on the armor, and I couldn't see anything else to do with it. Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, sir.
So the Countess feels that the curse is lifted.
I would not put it so strongly. Your discovery of the chalice was proof that the Templars never abandoned the de Vasconcelos. It counts for a great deal with my lady.
What's the story behind the chalice vanishing?
When the Inquisition raided, in the absence of Don Carlos, it was believed that they had taken it. Naturally, They denied the charge as they denied taking the children. And naturally, nobody believed them.
But they were telling the truth. The chalice was hidden from them. You don't suppose they were telling the truth about the children as well, do you?
Madre de Dios! I had not thought of that. But then what happened to them?
I don't know. If the Inquisition didn't take them, then who did?
You must speak to my lady of these.
Count on it. Catch you later, Lopez.
Adios, Senor Stobar.
Hello again.
Please, be my guest.
There's still the mystery of that missing chess piece.
I do not think that it will ever be discovered unless the fate of the children is revealed.
The Inquisition were suspected of taking the chalice and the kids, right? We know now they were innocent of the first crime. What if...
They did not take the children either. Then what happened to them?
The Inquisition admitted to killing Don Carlos's manservant. Now, this guy had been told to protect the kids at all costs, right?
That is correct.
I think he hid them and the chalice when he got wind that the Inquisition was coming. With him dead and Don Carlos driven mad with grief, there was nobody left who knew the secret. You know what this means, don't you?
I fear so. The children are still here somewhere. If this is so, then it is small wonder that the de Vasconcelos are cursed.
I'll have a look around if that's okay.
My home is...
The mausoleum contained 5 tombs for 5 of the 9 man-size in marble. The mausoleum contained for 5 man-size. The mausoleum for 5 man-size. It was the Spanish Bible I borrowed from the mausoleum. It was a rod with a cone and a hook on the end. I guessed it was for snuffing out the big candle in the chandelier. Now that it had given up its secret, the glass squares on the lectern were just decorative again. Hanging from the ceiling was a huge yellowed candle. It looked really old and had never been lit. I couldn't reach up there. High up in the dome were windows. I guess they might open them to make it less stuffy in there. I couldn't climb up there without breaking something. It was too delicate to move. It was too delicate to move. Hello again. Here's the Bible from the mausoleum.
Very well. Let us begin. The first reference.
Psalms 32:7.
Thou art my hiding place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. My hiding place.
Don't get your hopes up too high. This might just be leading us to where we found the chalice.
You are right, of course. The next.
Okay, John 4:11.
John 4:11. Here. The well is deep. The next. Quickly.
Okay. Corinthians 4:5.
Here it is. Will bring to light the hidden things. Any more?
Just one. Psalms again. 22:21.
Save me from the lion's mouth, for thou hast heard me from the horns of the unicorns. The last is confusing. Lions, unicorns, what does it mean?
I can't guess.
Salient points seem to be a hiding place and a deep well. In no sense is their mausoleum a well, Senor Stobart.
Is there a well in the grounds?
I do not know. I suppose that there must have been once upon a time. Lopez is the man to ask about anything pertaining to the estate.
I'll just have another look around.
Very well.
Hi, Lopez. Got him?
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
You must know just about everything that there is to know about this place.
See, I have lived my whole life here in the service of the Vasconcelos.
Do you know of a well anywhere around here?
A well? Si, senor. This used to be a fortified villa. How can you last a siege without water?
Great! So where is it?
How should I know? The well was covered over in the last century. It was dangerous, you see.
And you have no idea where it was?
None. It was hidden even before my grandfather's time.
Well, you must have a vague idea of where the well is.
It must have been in the old house's courtyard, so that would put it around here.
Here? Okay. Now, how do we find it?
There might be a way. Let me think about it.
Any ideas yet?
Not as yet, Senor Stobart. I shall give it more thought.
Any ideas yet?
Not as yet.
Catch you later, Lopez.
Adios, Senor Stobart.
Hello again.
Please.
I'll have a look around.
My home.
Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, Senor.
Any ideas yet?
Not as yet, Senor Stobart. I shall give it more thought.
Catch you later, Lopez.
Adios.
The mausoleum contained for 5
Man-size.
It was a rod with a cone and a hook. I guessed it was. Now that it had given up its secret, the glass squares in the lectern were just decorative again. Now that it had given up its secret. Now that it had given up its secret.
Hi, Lopez.
Certainly, sir.
Any ideas?
Not as...
I don't suppose...
Ha!
El who?
El Flojo. He is a clown on state.
Oh. Is he any good?
He is as funny as scabies. Without the laughs.
Do you recognize this man?
No,
This lab pack?
nothing.
Do you know what this is?
See, I have a similar tool for opening culverts on the estate.
Would you like to shake hands?
I do not think so, senor.
Look at this tissue.
Why?
I'd like your opinion on it.
Okay. It has some sort of oily deposit on it.
That's grease paint.
Oh, I wouldn't like that on my face. It stinks of solvent. Stray spark, and your head might blow up.
I don't think it's quite that flammable. Any ideas yet?
Not as yet.
Catch you later, Lopez.
Adios, Senor Stobart.
The main part of the house was old, but nowhere near as old as the gatehouse section. The mirror from Lopez's utility room. Yep, I was still looking great.
It was just a little utility room with no exit, unless you counted the window, and I didn't.
The mirror from Lopez's utility room. Yep, I was still looking great. Hi, Lopez.
Certainly, senor.
I borrowed your mirror. I hope you don't mind.
No, senor. If you think it will be of help.
Catch you later, Lopez.
Adios, Senor Stobart.
I didn't want to mess with the building. I didn't want to
big statuette of the Virgin Mary kept an eye on the place. It was the driveway down to the main road. I didn't want to leave just yet, though. It was the driveway down to the main road. I didn't want to leave just yet, though. Hello again.
Please.
Does this mean anything to you?
Nothing at all.
I'll just have another look around.
Very well.
I doubted the Templars had hidden anything. It was way too warm to light the fire. The fire was made up and ready, waiting for the year to turn cold. I doubted the Templars had hidden anything in there. I wasn't going to put on the armor, and I couldn't see anything else to do with it. I didn't like the idea of carrying 30 yards of hose around me, so I left it alone. Nope, I wasn't going to screw around with Lopez's hose, now that we were getting on so well. The main part of the house was old. Hi, Lopez.
Certainly, senor.
Any ideas yet?
Not as yet, Senor Stobart.
I borrowed your...
No, senor.
Catch you later, Lopez.
Adios, Senor Stobart.
Hmm. 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 The De Vasconcelos Mausoleum, where Over the doorway was a statue of a hooded figure bearing a cross. It looked kind of sinister. The statue on the top of the building looked like the one in the Parisian church. He seemed to be looking out to sea. For what? I wasn't about to go clambering on rooftops if I didn't have to. The De Vasconcelos Mausoleum, where I didn't want to... George Stobart, grave robber. No, I don't think so. The mausoleum contained 5 tombs for 5 man-size in marble. George Stobart. The mausoleum contained 5 for man-size in marble. The mausoleum contained for 5 man-size in... The mausoleum for man-size. George Stobart. The mausoleum contained for man-size. George Stobart. The mausoleum for man-size. George Stobart. The mausoleum for 5 man-size. It was a rod with a cone and a hook on the end. I guessed it was for snuffing out the big candle in the chandelier. Hanging from the ceiling was a huge yellowed candle. It looked really old and had never been lit. Now that it had given up its secret, the glass squares on the lectern were just decorative again.
No, that was a silly idea. I decided to think things through. No, that was a silly idea. I decided to think things through. No, that was a silly idea. I decided to No, that was a No, that was a silly idea. I decided to think things through. The candle had burnt brilliantly, but only for a couple of minutes. Some kind of special formulation, I guess. And had yielded up this, a complex shape expertly cut in stone. I figured it was some kind of key. It was a smooth, intricately carved piece of stone that had been concealed inside the great candle.